Hello, good morning. Welcome to Joy News Desk. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Coming up this morning, chaos on the Pokwase-Amasaman stretch as some angry residents block highway over alleged killing of 2 residents. We have details for you this morning. Also this morning, United Nations Institute for Disarmament baseline assessment reveals high circulation of arms and weapons in West Africa.
It's crucial around the world, and it's crucial in Africa. You're right, and we're not naive about this. Disarmament is not in a good state right now.
Plus, this morning, residents of Amansie protest bad roads in their community, threatening government will suffer the consequence as a ballot box in 2024 if it fails to fix the stretch before then. With business and more coming up in this bulletin. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. To stay for details. There's chaos on the Pokwase-Amasaman stretch. Both inbound and outbound lanes of the highway have been blocked by angry residents. Unconfirmed reports available to Joy News indicate that angry residents are protesting the death of 2 other residents. Joy News has yet to ascertain the cause of the alleged deaths. In the meantime, though, here's a Facebook Live video shared by an eyewitness, Van Boven. Let's take a look at that video.
It looks scary. So I'm on top of one of the overhead passes, so I have an aerial view. But it has turned into a demonstration. I don't know if you can see from where I am. Do I have to zoom in? Okay. Zooming in a bit. Hopefully it's helpful. No, it's not. No, I don't think it's helpful. Okay. Again, pardon me, it's my first time doing a Facebook Live. But basically, they're not allowing, as you see. So the guys who are involved are on the left side of your screen. So their container shops are strung along the side of the pavement, yes? And they've blocked oncoming cars and have gone ahead to block oncoming cars towards Accra. Those who are going to Accra and those who are from Accra heading towards Pokwase and beyond, they've blocked the road. Obviously, they're not happy with what the police are doing. Don't know what the police are doing, as I say. You can still see police car parked there. Can somebody, anybody, make this go viral so we can get the military police or the police? It will get out of hand. These people are known to, basically they're angry. I'm not sure what they're angry about, but we all know there's stress in the country. They may have a case, they may not. It's not for us to say, but if we're not careful, they'll start destroying property because they yanked billboards, like wooden billboards, and flew it across the street regardless of whether a car was coming or not. It is going to get out of hand. Yeah, it is looking like it's going to get out of. Basically, they don't want anyone to come through. They're just stopping traffic. If you see this vehicle, this red pickup that's coming across, it's probably coming from a turning that is before the blockade. But nobody's coming, nobody's going. So those who are headed towards the Nsawam end have seen. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, they've seen a spot where they can. Or a turning where they can use to bypass all that's happening. But those coming towards Accra will have no chance. They have no chance until this is removed. And it's so many things they flung, not rocks, cement blocks, wooden billboards, planks, doors, basically just to make it difficult for you to want to drive through or even for the police to attempt to get help to lift these things off the road. This is probably going to take all day. These people are obstinate, they're angry, they're majorly men, probably between their 20s and 30s, who in spite of the fact that the police are stood right next to them, are flinging things across the street like, you know, like there was nothing to it. And people are moving about, people have their businesses. I am walking, for example, and so I had to just get away. I did an earlier Facebook Live and I had to stop because it didn't look safe. The police are armed though. The police who are standing there are heavily armed, but they are under 10. And these people are piling up in numbers. They're swelling. It's looking like a healthy or a good 50 of them now or more. So please, let's get, I'm sorry, I'm not wearing my glasses, my regular glasses, so I can't read any comments if you're putting down any comments. But please just keep it going so we can, I think we need the military police or the military here, because it is getting out of hand. The traffic is piling up. It is piling up, and it's not healthy. People are going to work. Life must go on for others. Whilst others may not be happy with what's going on. I guess I say I don't know what this is about. I couldn't even stop and ask because things were being flung all over, and I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't see properly, so I didn't want to get caught in the acid wear crossfire. Anybody, please, if we can tag the Ghana police, Ghana military police to come down towards this town. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the town. I apologize, but it's headed towards Pokwase or Ofanko. It's definitely before Ofanko. So I think it's between the 2 footbridges before Ofanko. I think I can say that confidently. It's between the 2 footbridges. So you can see the first footbridge because of where I'm standing. So my back is facing oncoming cars from Accra. So the first bridge is ahead of us. And I'll say that the melee, as it were, begins about 200 meters or 400 meters from the second bridge.
Well, our reporters are heading to the area and we'll bring you updates on the situation there as and when we get those updates. Let's get on to other stories. The latest weapons and ammunition baseline assessment conducted by the UN Institute for Disarmament has uncovered the worrying trend of high ammunition circulating in Ghana and other West African countries and posing significant danger to peace and security. The West African sub-region has in recent times been grappling with the challenge of military takeovers and widespread activities of violent extremism, which is highly associated with the arms race confronting the region. In a bid to tackle the situation, the ECOWAS is exploring close collaboration with the UN Institute for Disarmament Research, and stakeholders drawn from ECOWAS member states are converging in Accra to discuss the way forward. Director for UN Institute for Disarmament Research, Robin Guest, tells Joy News there is a direct bearing of arms circulation on the development of the West African sub-region.
I think it's crucial around the world. It's crucial in Africa. You're right, and we're not naive about this. Disarmament is not in a good state right now. There's enormous competition, including military, great competition, of course, around the world, armed conflicts, and so on. And for us, of course, disarmament, we don't look at it in isolation. It's connected to everything else. Conflict, disarmament issues are deeply interlinked with development issues. And I think, therefore, it's an issue that must concern us all.
African governments, specifically those in the West Africa sub-region, such as ECOWAS member states, how can they effectively collaborate to disarm and to move towards a regime of completely dealing with these issues of the infiltration of light weapons and all others?
Yeah, I mean, there are different layers and fora at the regional level, at the more local level, and where we often work also at the multilateral level. And I think the answer is going to be a package deal. It can only happen if you work at all of these levels, and they all interlink with one another. And that's really what we're trying to support as a UN think tank entity. The multilateral level, linking it to regional efforts, understanding what is happening in countries, what are the specific problems that need solutions so that we don't have, lofty debates, but really problem-oriented debates, and then bringing it back to the multilateral level and hopefully integrating it into treaty discussions or even treaties and instruments going forward.
And let's talk about your initial findings. What are some of them, and what are some of the key factors going into the engagement?
Yeah, so we, since 2016, have been conducting in West Africa weapons and ammunition management baseline assessments. And we found that effective weapons and ammunition management in countries can do a great deal in mitigating drivers of conflict conflict and armed violence. And so we've developed a whole methodology and different tools that we bring to states, discuss with states, and then together we try to implement them in support of the states at the national level, really with the aim to enhance their weapons and ammunition management policies. And I think that has worked quite well. This is why the collaboration has started in 2016 and is ongoing today in 2023. So I do think countries are benefiting from this collaboration, and if anything, we hope to be expanding and continuing it in the future.
Meanwhile, chairperson of ECOWAS, Ahmed Tinubu, is accusing foreign entities of pumping billions of dollars to fuel tension and armed conflicts in the region. The Nigerian president indicated that these entities are being abetted by aspiring warlords who need to be checked immediately. He was speaking at the 78th United Nations General Assembly.
That region is locked in protracted battle against violent extremists. And the turmoil, a dark channel of inhuman commerce has formed. Along the route, everything is for sale. Men, women, and children are seen as chattel. Yet, thousands reach the Sahara, hot and sand, and the Mediterranean cold death in search of a better life. At the same time, mercenaries and extremists with their lethal weapons and vile ideologies invade our region from the north. This harmful traffic undermines the peace and stability of the entire region. African nation will improve our economics so that our people do not risk their life to sweep the floors and streets of other nations. We also shall devote ourselves to disbanding extremist groups on our turf. Yet, to fully contain this threat, the international community must strengthen its commitment to arrest the flow of armed and violent people into West Africa. The fourth important aspect of this global trust and solidarity is to secure the continent's mineral-rich areas from plundering and conflicts. Many such areas have become catacombs of misery and exploitation. The Democratic Republic of Congo has suffered this for decades, despite the strong UN presence there. What happened? The world economy owes the Republic of Congo much, but gives her very little. The mayhem visited on resource-rich areas does not respect national boundaries. Sudan, Mali, Burkina Faso, Central African Republic, and the list grow on and on and on. The problem also knocks at Nigerians' door. Foreign entities abetted by local criminals who aspire to be petty warlords have drafted thousands of people into servitude to illegally mine gold and other resources.
Meanwhile, the Small Arms Commission of Ghana says although Ghana remains a relatively stable country, the continuous influx of ammunition and light weapons could jeopardize the security of the country.
I would say that in the first quarter of the year for Ghana, it's been relatively low, but after the first quarter, it has shot up by months. So as we are getting towards the end of the year, what we are worried about is that the figures might keep going up, and that is something that we are looking to prevent as a commission.
Well, when you say it's going up, give us an idea of how the situation is.
I would say the situation is not the best, but thankfully for Ghana, it is not, let me say, as bad as other West African countries, because we have a substantial level of peace and security in Ghana. but we do not want it to get to the point where we are unable to control it and then it leads into conflict that would lead to loss of lives and other properties. So from what we've noticed, it appears that every month the numbers go up from the previous month. So for example, if say in the month of May we had about 15 cases involving small arms and light weapons, you realize that in the following month we have close to about 20. The numbers are not very specific precisely. Though, it's just an estimate. Yes. We should be concerned because the issue is around us. You know, we do not have the issue directly in Ghana, but when you look at, let me say, our neighboring countries, the issue persists. And if we do not take care and secure our borders, if we are not security-minded enough, we are going to have a strong influx of these weapons coming into the country, which we do not want. The good thing is that they are all involved in this meeting. We have the national security in the meeting. We have the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons. We also have the Firearms Division of the Ghana Police Service all in this conference. So it's something that we are working together to prevent.
Let's take on security and go back to our earlier story on chaos at Pokwase. The police has responded and it says that it has restored law and order and security at Ofanko following a riot which resulted in the burning of ties and blocking of public roads. This investigation so far indicates the riot was in relation to a land litigation matter. Police has since strengthened security in the area and the road has been open to normal traffic flow. Investigations continue to get the perpetrators arrested in order to face justice. The Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, has complained about what it describes as intimidation by the Ghana Revenue Authority. Let's take you live to a press conference being held by the association on these matters.
Of Tema and release them to them. The GRA cannot assign any cogent reason for the harassment of the traders in the Ashanti region, apart from their usual flimsy explanation that Ashanti region contributes only about 12% to the national revenue. They also claim that they do not understand why goods in Ashanti region are cheaper than those in Greater Accra region, failing to recognize the simple fact that purchasing power and demand for goods and services in Accra are higher than any part of the country. Furthermore, the 12% tax contribution from Ashanti commensurate with the business activities in that region, as most of the corporate entities with branches in Ashanti and other regions pay their taxes in the national capital, Accra, as well as payment of duties. Furthermore, I repeat, the 12% tax contribution from Ashanti commensurate with the business activities in that region, as most of the corporate entities with branches in Ashanti and other regions pay their taxes in the national capital, Accra, as well as payment of import duty. What we want the GRA to know is that GUTA has no problem at all if GRA does its due diligences at the port and collect the legitimate tax due it before the cargoes are released. I want to repeat here that what we want the GRA to know is that GUTA has no problem at all if GRA does its due diligences at the port and collect the legitimate tax due it before the cargoes are released. However, we will no longer tolerate any such act of intercepting our cargoes after leaving the port. If anything at all, the externalities of COVID-19 pandemic and geopolitics have affected the business community more, and we can no longer entertain any abuse of authority from any quarter in carrying out our legitimate businesses. As if that is not enough, GRA also goes further to frustrate members of the business community, especially traders, by sending what they call invigilators to sit in our shops and monitor our sales as if we are in a police state, which perceives business operators as criminals. With regard to the VAT invigilation, we detest the Rambo-style manner of infiltration and invasion of our privacy in our business premises by the GRA. What needs to be made clear is that the VAT system, which is a consumption tax, should be restructured to bring fairness, parity, simplicity, and affordability to ensure effective compliance as the only way forward to compel both the trader and the consumer to abide by the policy. We are emphasizing this because the existing structure as it is now is in three forms, which is not uniform. Because in our markets, there are traders who charge the standard rate system of about 22%. There are also those who charge the flat rate system of 4%, and those who are made not to charge the VAT at all due to the threshold limit. All these group of traders are operating in the same vicinity. In this circumstance, the consumer uses his or her discretion as she is not under any obligation. Where it is a consumption tax, there's no compulsion on the part of the consuming public as a policy to demand VAT invoices, and they have the discretion and the choice to buy from those who are not registered to pay the VAT. So those who have registered duly to charge the VAT are being victims, and that we haven't put any proper system to make sure that once we register to pay to charge the VAT, we are also being patronized by the consuming public. The policy is very bad. It needs to be restructured, and we are not going to allow ourselves a pawns or pupils for manipulation. What the GRA must also know is that it is the business community that constitutes the economy, without which there will be no economy. With or without GRA, businesses will continue to exist, but GRA cannot exist without the business community. Therefore, they must see the need to work with us as partners in national development, but not to behave in this manner in their quest for meeting the revenue target set for them. In any case, all the revenue targets that have been set for GRA have been met continuously for 4 years. Means that the trading community are not doing badly. The importers are paying their dues. So we should not be perceived as bad citizens or otherwise. We are doing our best. When they behave in this manner, in their quest of meeting the revenue target set for them by the government, they end up collapsing businesses and eventually collapsing the economy, which we as business operators won't allow, because we are equal stakeholders as far as corporate Ghana is concerned. We will also do everything in our whole to protect our business capital and cannot be held in servitude with any unfair and unjust policy under this democratic dispensation. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you will agree with me that democracy is government of the people, for the people, and by the people, so must be treated as such. We are by this press conference resolved that until the right structures are put in place for the VAT system to ensure proper compliance and also proper due diligences being done at the port for legitimate clearance of goods, we are not going to play victims and allowing ourselves as puppets to be played, but resist henceforth any further attempt of harassment from any quarter. I want to take this again. That we are by this press conference resolved that until the right structures are put in place for the VAT system to ensure proper compliance and also proper due diligences being done at the port for legitimate clearance of goods, we are not going to play victims and allowing ourselves as puppets to be played, but resist henceforth any further attempt of harassment from any quarter coming from DRA. We therefore entreat any trader who encounters such intimidation and harassment to first and foremost resist and report to the leadership of the trading community. We thank you this morning, and your questions will be received. Thank you.
You have the Guta president addressing that press conference, accusing the GRA of intimidation. Let's take you back to Pokwase, where there is seeming chaos. The police has, in the last few minutes, assured that it has restored law and order. Our colleague Samuel Mbura, is in the area. He will be telling us what the situation is right now. Mbura, the police says it has restored calm in that area. You are there now. What's the situation?
Frame me. Aggrieved residents here at Ofanko Timber Market, they have a concern that has to do with the land ownership. What we are gathering is that the landowners have come to evict them from this site at the Ofanko Timber Market here around Achimota. So they are resisting that particular attempt to remove them from the land, and that is what has created this chaos. So you can see that they are not quite happy about the situation. We've had the police from the Greater Accra region and then Tessano coming to calm the tension. What we understand now is that one person is injured and another person is in critical situation now. But as we speak now, the situation has been calmed, but it's generating traffic here. But let me try and find out from them why they are doing that. Hello, Pacho, Medasi say, you know, Ekasa will join you. Pacho, DNC.
Pacho, you will do one. I'm matching on a langar for no. What by say? What by no? When you be a young answer, we stores with your man. Who has I am to her? I did it. You answer. Papa, it's your woman. If you are the most of the I did it. You bought to your born the Pammy to no more. I bought a police one. I say, I'm for no. I bought a coffee and say to me, one walk of me, one like him. And to see, I know the Awapran or Wahifa, Omonina Hospital. Oh, hospital. You need your assassin who sent me the idea and problem. But I say, assassin problem near the empire. Ah, Tasubano, Nida, Bahasa, or Bagiska, or Obia Germano. You will answer in the pay, in the Pawabase, Obia and Tuvia, one of the Ancache, in the Pawambase, Obia.
Aisha, what he's saying to which is that the landowners came to take money from them, yet demanding that they should be evicted, a reason they are resisting. The claim is that some land guards came here, attacked them, and even opened fire on some of the people here. According to them, 2 have been shot, and then they are reportedly dead. But the information that we have gathered is that 1 person has died and 1 in critical situation. But let me also find out from you. Mo problem pa ye
how no sir yen ti asese ma me betu ya wa how no ana 1 ma me na ma alanga de fo abeku en kron fo mi no ba ku su da hospital ana chama
ya me ti ye ne se nipa ba ku na wa wu ba nipa ba ku na pra e no pre
nipa ba ku
na ya ti na save no nipa tu na wu
ya kasa ma ba nan kasa
se asase ni de ya fa man de ya fa because
mo tua home rent and am tua
every month bi nipa ba ku twa 150 million every month every day bi akro mo na mo jijiska enta asase ni de ya fa because mo ntimi ba amekum nipa na mo nko obi abranta na makunu yeso awuri ya nipa even though police one dey save rangard for mo mujane
me na mo pay for no almost dey na mo pay for na ye ka fa ho
yem pay for no dey almost say police for na kasa e ma police for no so say o me promise say fi Monday e ko no o me ma operation cars miensa na de bia police na be tina musu anu na o ma guide en sa o ma ma ansha langar for bit na ye dey bit na samba no ma be high
yeah dey langas for no motaya na say any first time ba
ma me no asasi wura no e no ko han o mo e ba but I had the langar de mahada and then the first day oh my ba.
So the occupants here are worried that the land guards people may come back to attack them. All what they are asking for is security protection. At the moment, there is a crucial meeting between the Ghana Police Service and the leadership of the occupants of this land at the timber market here at Ofanko area. So what they are saying is that they have been taking rent from them. The lady is alleging that they pay like 5,000 cedis every month to the landowners, yet they have come to evict them. A reason they are resisting the eviction. So they are not quite happy about the situation. Some of them have actually locked their shops, and then they have called onto the street to register their displeasure about the whole situation. Per their accounts, 2 people have been shot dead, another person in critical condition, and then currently receiving some treatment at the hospital. But the police have not confirmed that to us yet. But according to them, the shooting is coming from the land guards, but not the police, because the owner of the land came here earlier with some land guards who opened fire on them, leading to 2 of their colleagues reportedly dead and 1 person injured.
Free na kon we no my police
mo who permit mo on krata say baby amotuna illegal
baby ada hon kre
when the two assassin ma assembly and assassin
assassin ma me no to the rent jiska no on do jiska na offline
ba ni say na opese oje assassin free
oje to mo be fufuro estate for no ma say estate and yeso enti say ya trust can do akwa bibi san ga so ka assassin bo so scan mo so scan mo awie u fly aha na eni adidi offline we kwa.
So Aisha, that is their source of livelihood, and they want to give it out. They have paid rent to the owner of the land, a reason they will not want to leave the place. The claim is that the owner of the land wants to let it out to a private developer to develop the area. She has come to evict them from the area. And they have documentations to prove that they have actually paid the rent. So at the moment, the crowd...
Mbura, have they lodged a complaint with the police regarding these incidents, knowing very well that these activities of land guards have been criminalized?
This is the first time, according to the occupants here, the land guards have come to harass them. That's the first time, per what they are saying. So they were actually shocked that despite the fact that they have paid for the rent from the owner, the owner has decided to come in with the land guards to attack them. They were not expecting it, and when it actually came, it was a tussle between them. So from here, they are demanding that the police will give them maximum protection so that the incident will not be repeated. At the moment, we have police officers with the FPU car stationed to ensure that the situation does not escalate. So they are gradually dispersing the crowd, but you can see that people are not happy here about how the entire situation is. So they have closed their shops in protest, and they are also demanding justice for their colleagues that have been reportedly killed, and then some of them also sustaining some injuries. So that is the situation on the grounds now. In your shots, you've seen that they are gathered, they're discussing among themselves as to what to do. I earlier spoke with the chairman of the people around here, or the occupants of the timber market, and they say that they will ensure that all the situation or the challenge is resolved, but they wouldn't want to give the lands out because they have duly paid for it. Madam, me pacho uton dia ne wa.
Mitonjia.
Utonjia. And what your home rent?
The problem is say, yet say, rent land no, and ye adwuma also. And as asira ye de oka, ye gususu tia so wo han dan na utiaka. Like there be also jiska. First no jini year. Say so jini monthly. Monthly nso ye chia. Say nso nyama mu ayedin. Enyo bia na bia obefo da e bia hu se trader na wram. Nso na bia nipa no kra no. Wa kwa bobosia. O de akofa ne afa no oba beton. Wenye bia chia land ne na pataka. Wenye bi nso ada ye adwuma. Bibia ya abotre. Ye no ni asam ye chia. De bia bi wa
no kra say o the langas na ba na omoso omo ye say.
Omodoso.
Langas for the doso. Na omukura tuo.
Omukita tuo. Omukita tuo ntino mutimi kuma obi no.
Omukum nipa say.
Kunipa omo pra ye mpeni baako. Ena oba baako so ne nan. Na ye mpeni no so ne mfe etuo ne ka ne mfe. Ena baako so ode akwala atwam ono so ne motuom. Ena baako so omubutu ne motuo no wawu.
Entamu ba ye no e de na mo ye omu ba say mu na mu close na mu free ha na say de empa na.
Sa na omo pa kire. Ba ye ntu ni pasa. Ubo so bi high wo dan kura na se obetu na. O ma ne time.
So what ya nim ne se nipa mienu na ya shoot ya ko omo. De wo ho no no.
De awu no e one. Ena de won epra no mo ye 3. Ye mpeni pa oda ya no wa etuo ni kan mfe. Ena another point ono so ne 9. And so a different one so. So what you say? You know any problem? You know how by your mommy. Intino, I didn't know who you are. So one casa wama.
All right, thank you. So she sells wood here at the Ofanko Timber Market, and she says her situation or her narration is not different from other colleagues that said they have paid or duly paid the rent, yet the landowner is coming to evict them. So even though there are conflicting reports about the number of people that have been injured, the latest one we just heard from her is that one person has actually been shot and reportedly died as a result, but 3 people are injured, including one of their executives here at the timber market. Initially, there was a heavy traffic here at the Ofanko Timber Market. However, the police have been able to disperse the people and there's traffic flow from this stretch. So the traffic is not heavy as it used to be earlier. We still have the people hanging around in protest of the actions taken by the landowner. We know that the police wouldn't talk to us on record, but I tried engaging the Deputy Greater Accra Regional Commander of the Ghana Police Service, DCOP Henry Otu. He said they are still finding or gathering their facts about the incident. They cannot tell us the number of people that have been injured and the number of people that have died. But per the accounts from the eyewitness, 1 person reportedly dead, 3 people have sustained injury. But I can say that for now, calm has returned to the Ofanko Timber Market area. Aisha.
Samuel Mbura, he's our man monitoring this for us. Definitely we will hear from the police and we'll bring you that as and when they decide to speak on the matter. Let's move on to other stories. In a demonstration of frustration and determination, drivers in the Amansie area of the Ashanti region have sounded a direct warning to government regarding the deplorable state of their roads. With a resounding message of 2024 is coming. We have made up our minds. We will know what to do. These drivers issued an ultimatum: fix the roads or face our wrath in 2024. Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin has more.
Drivers took to the street, parking their vehicles in protest of government's seeming neglect of the deteriorating roads in the area. They are bitter about the deadly potholes and gullies, which have exposed commuters to increasing robbery attacks, as well as severe impact on economic activities. Kwabena Say, one of the drivers, voiced the pain of his colleagues.
The Vice President Mahamudu Baumia once visited this area and his vehicle got stuck on the road. He left the car behind. Gold in Ghana is mostly sourced from Manso, but our roads are bad. This area is better, but if you move further, the roads there are bad. Most of the cars are not working, and as the passengers said it is difficult to get a car in the evening. Initially, we used to move passengers twice a day, but now we can't because you will suffer from body pains, and even the maintenance is expensive. We are pleading with the government, the Deputy Minister of Agric, and other MPs, usually using these roads, but we don't know what they are doing about the situation. We have complained enough, and the meetings have been endless.
He went on to warn that if the status quo remains unchanged, drivers may have no choice but to double transport fares to cover the swelling cost of maintaining their damaged vehicles.
So Amansie bi anya bibi wo kwa no ho a ye ne ade bra be hye nsem ama roll fair no ne ye 26 ye ba multiply by 2 ama na be ka ho ama ye 50 cities.
The drivers highlighted a broken promise made by the president, recounting a visit to a funeral where he assured the community that the road would be fixed within 6 months.
Ye kai se na kra ko fa obi ka sabe ye na kra ye hwie kai wo do ka ma obi kra na o de utifia na o yem sesew.
The road is so bad to the extent that you are even afraid to give out your car for work. The community members themselves have had to hire a car to be conveying sand to help fix the road. Even as a driver, I refuse to pick up passengers after 5 p.m. because of the state of the road. So I am pleading with government to help fix the road.
Especially
during the protest, drivers donned red armbands and brandished placards bearing bold messages such as 2024 we could show NPP, Afedie Ameyen, Manso Road 2 deserves asphalt, and also Manso, do we have leaders? These messages resonated with the frustration of the drivers who feel their pleas have fallen on deaf ears for far too long. The drivers blocked key routes to stress the challenges of navigating those roads. The drivers are calling on government to fulfill their promise and urgently repair the roads or risk facing the consequences at the ballot box in 2024.
We're still live on Joy News Desk. We'll take a break and bring your business shortly.
So I came home earlier than I normally would that fateful Monday after work. And to my surprise, I saw my husband and my mother having sex in our living room.
I had always suspected my wife. I felt she had something doing with my little brother. And I walked into a room one day, and there they were, making out. And this is my blood brother.
My husband, who is a banker, will not have sex with me because I denied him my earnings. Is he gay? I've been wondering.
What is your story? What secret is eating you up? Why are you having continual sleepless nights? Do you need help? Share your story on our powerful new series where real people share their deepest secrets on Prime Morning beginning this September. Drop your stories on our WhatsApp number 055 157 5757. Remember, a problem shared is a problem half solved, and every problem has a solution.
I used to prepare food for my husband to work all the time. And then this shuttle business all came about when a colleague of my husband decided to ask me to be preparing this sauce for them. It never started as shuttle. It was rather sauce.
Priscilla Crosby Arthur recounts the beginning of a side business. Yes, side business, because this was never meant to be one. Priscilla just enjoyed to cook, and she was fulfilled when others enjoyed her meals, especially her sauces. Upon them convincing, Priscilla decided to go commercial. On TV, radio, online, and on ground, the Joy Business Van is powered by Joy Business and supported by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and MTN. What are we doing today?
At the heart of the illegal mining craze, babies are being born deformed. Their formation stages interrupted by poisonous minerals exposed by illegal mining.
The baby is deformed, you can't find the sexes of the baby. The placenta had a lot of mercury and lead.
But those who seek gold continue to expose the toxins that nature once hidden.
Cadmium, lead, copper, mercury, they are of alarming concern.
When you bring it up there, they are mobilized into our water bodies, and that is where we get exposed to them.
The country's water bodies have become lifeless. Across Ghana, they flow like a plague, polluting the sea with the venom of illegal mining.
You need about 10 to 15 micrograms per deciliter in your blood, and you are in trouble.
In this documentary, Erastus Osoredonko and his team investigate how silently Ghanaians may be poisoned for gold. Poisoned for gold, coming soon.
Time now for business, and small and medium-scale businesses in Obuasi are expected to receive a major boost in their transactions as Anglo Gold Ashanti Ghana Limited and Absa Bank Ghana commit to improving the sector. Under a memorandum of understanding, the two companies are jointly undertaking 4 projects to assist businesses within the mine's operational area in diversification and sustenance of the local economy. There's more in this report.
The project will enhance the knowledge of digital economy and upskill of technical and vocational artisan skills. Senior Sustainability Manager at AGA Obuasi Mine, Emmanuel Beidu, says the company remains committed to creating a sustainable and inclusive future for the mining community.
Under this partnership, Anglo Gold Ashanti and ABSA will implement 4 unique and well-packaged projects that will transform the SME sector in Obuasi. First, we have the Business Acceleration and Sustainability Project, which is simply referred to as BAST. This project aims at strengthening capacity of SMEs. The second project is the Business Supply Chain Development Project, BSG. This project will develop the capacity of local businesses within Obuasi to improve their ability to secure and perform contracts by Anglo Gold Ashanti Obuasi Mine. The third Nanache is a Women in E-Commerce project. This project underscores our commitment to gender equity and equality. Finally, we have the Artisans to Entrepreneurship project, which is simply referred to as A2E. This initiative, Nanache, seeks to develop and enhance the skills of our youthful artisans in Obuasi.
In Ghana, SMEs are the driving force of the country's economic growth, contributing 60% of the gross domestic product. Through the partnership, Absa Bank Ghana is seeking to develop strategic and innovative financial solutions to address challenges encountered by SMEs. Director of SME Agency Bank at Absa Bank Ghana, Audrey Abeka, highlighted some obligations to support the businesses.
Our purpose to empower Africa's tomorrow together, one story at a time, underscores our firm dedication to investing in businesses in collaboration with organizations with shared interests and mission like Anglo Gold Ghana.
For a number of businesses, the project comes at the opportune time to complement their efforts. Andrew Jumose is secretary of the Local Contractors Association in Obuasi.
We eagerly anticipate its success in enhancing business capabilities and creating non-mining jobs, thereby contributing to the growth of our local economy.
For Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright Kweku.
Pan-African Technology Solutions provider CWG Ghana has stated it will continue to invest in the country to help drive government's agenda of expanding technology and digitalization. The company, which provides technology solutions to communication firms and financial institutions, among others, has maintained that leveling technology could help create jobs for thousands of Ghanaians.
The company, which began operations in Ghana 20 years ago, has been able to increase its reach across various sectors of Ghana's economy. Focusing on Pan-African system solutions, CWG maintains that Africans can develop unique technologies to solve challenges facing the continent. Speaking at the company's 20th anniversary launch in Accra, Managing Director of CWG Ghana, Harriet Atram Yati, said the company will continue to explore new markets.
Without directly mentioning names because of corporate governance, we may have to seek permission before we mention customers' names. But we have quite a number of customers, major telecoms in Ghana, some of the big banks in Ghana. We have supported them on their IT infrastructure, on enterprise solutions, applications, among others. And all these years we have been, we've had some customers as old as inception of CWG Ghana in 2003. We had a major bank as one of our first customers, and they are still with us today. One of the telcos that we also acquired 3 years after incorporation is still a customer to CWG, and this is a testament that CWG indeed gives peace of mind.
On his part, the chairman, CWG Ghana, Austin Kwesi Okere, said, "It is important to create a competitive environment in the tech space to allow African tech companies to expand beyond their home countries."
Our anchor customer, MTN, with whom we're doing a global annual revenue of $35 million, had selected Ghana as our West African hub. Obviously, they must have done very serious due diligence. So we latched on to that due diligence and followed them, being our biggest customer, by establishing CWG Ghana as our West Africa hub as well.
And that's it for the business segment. And that's how we wrap up News Desk this morning. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjohnonline.com. There's more of the news there and updates of all the developing stories. If you go there, you will find stories including Attorney General to apply for daily trial of Nana Appiah Mensah. You'll see many more stories on myjohnonline.com. See you again at 12.